Between 1970 and 2005, dozens of women vanished across the United States, many struggling with addiction or living on the margins of society. Their deaths were overlooked, misclassified as overdoses or accidents. But in 2012, a routine arrest would reveal a horrifying truth. Samuel Little had been hunting for decades, undetected. The victims had names, faces, lives, but to the system they were invisible. Black women, Hispanic women, women working in sex trades or struggling with addiction. Their deaths were ruled accidents, their cases left to gather dust. In the words of one investigator years later, "Back then, when a prostitute was found dead, it wasn't always considered a murder. We know better now, but for decades, these cases were ignored." Samuel Little was a drifter, a thief, a con artist, arrested more than 100 times across 24 states. But what police didn't know was that, between those arrests, he was leaving a trail of bodies behind him. His method was as simple as it was effective: find women unlikely to be reported missing, gain their trust, then strangle them. No gunshots, no stab wounds, just his hands, leaving behind no forensic evidence. For over 40 years, he kept moving, and no one put the pieces together. In 2012, a drug charge in Kentucky landed Little in custody once again. Routine DNA testing linked him to 3 unsolved murders in Los Angeles. But the true breakthrough? That came from an unexpected place: the US Postal Inspection Service. A postal inspector named Mark Davos was investigating mail fraud. What he found was something far darker. Certain welfare checks and social security payments were still being collected, years after the recipients had disappeared. Women, all gone under suspicious circumstances. Davos dug deeper. He cross-checked financial records with missing persons reports. The pattern was clear, and that pattern led straight to Samuel Little. In 2018, Texas Ranger James Holland sat across from Samuel Little in a prison interview room. What started as a conversation about a single murder turned into something unimaginable. Little spoke for over 700 hours. His memory was extraordinary. He couldn't recall names, but he remembered faces, hairstyles, jewelry, the color of a woman's dress, even her last words. He drew them, hundreds of portraits, victims who had never been identified, women whose families never knew what happened to them. And the most terrifying part, the FBI verified 60 of his 93 confessions. The rest remain unconfirmed. By the time of his death in 2020, Samuel Little was officially the most prolific serial killer in American history. For the families, his confessions brought painful closure. For decades, they had no answers. Now at least, they knew the truth. Samuel Little believed he had gotten away with it, that no one would ever connect the dots. But a dedicated postal inspector, working alongside the FBI, finally unraveled the truth.